Hey, what's up, guys? This video is going to be the second part of the word sort, where the video paused. You had to answer whether you sorted your word or not. This is going to be kind of similar, where I'm going to help you code the words. I'm going to show you about the first three, and then you're going to go and try to code one word at a time. And then I want to show you the correct way it's done. Okay. Um, Again, the video is going to pause by itself. Make sure that you do it. Make sure that you are trying out the coding, and then using this video to double check yourself. If you're not doing it yourself, you're not helping yourself. So let's go ahead and get started. So let's go ahead and start with the word state. Remember, the first thing we need to do is dot our vowels. Okay. So how many vowels do I have here? Whether it's silent or not, there is still how many vowels? 2. So we're going to put a dot under each one. Okay. Now, for the sake of this video, I'm going to use different colors. I don't want you using different colors. I just want you to use your pencil. In case you get it wrong, I want you to use your pencil. Okay. So we got to dart our vowels. Okay. Now we have to see if there are any prefixes or suffixes. No, because we're not talking about any of those this week. Let's talk about any digraphs. And again, we're not talking about that this week, so we're fine. Now we need to bracket our syllables. So how many syllables are in the word state? There are 2 there are 2 vowels, but one is silent. So that silent one drops off. So we're left with how many syllables? 1. So that means the whole word goes under that one bracket, right? I start a bracket here. Across. And yes, you should be copying what I'm doing here. Again, please use your pencil, not different colors like what I'm doing. Okay. Next, we need to label our syllable types. So what kind of syllable are we working with here? Here's the thing. You might be thinking it's an open syllable, but an open syllable is only when the word ends, or the syllable ends in a vowel sound that says its name, or it's a long vowel at the end of a syllable. The thing is, this has a long sound in the middle, ending with a silent E. So with these silent E syllables, we're actually going to label it with, guess what? An E. We're going to label it with an E. And then the next thing we have to do is code any of our vowels. Well, again, we have 2 vowels. And with this, we have to say, okay, let's start with our first one. A. It's a long A. So we're going to put this line above it. Remember, if it's a short A, the A instead of the A sound, it's going to have that line, if it's a short sound, it would have the smiley face. But because it's a long A, it's going to have the line across it. Now, what do we do with that silent E? The funny thing about it is if we have a silent letter in our word, we have to put a slash through it. And then, I actually forgot one thing. When coding a word and using that silent E, you also have to draw an arrow from the silent E over the consonant and to the letter that it's turning into a long letter. Okay, don't forget to do that. So again, when we have a silent letter, we need to put a slash through it. It's saying, nope, you're not saying this letter sound. Nope, we're not going to hear this thing, right? So we're going to take our pencil and mark through it. Okay. I know that was a lot. Let me go through it again with life, and then I'm going to skip down to delete, just like I did in the word sort, and then you're going to try wave. So for right now, just watch what I'm doing, copy what I'm doing, and then you're going to try it on your own, okay? So first thing we got to do, we got to dot our vowels. We've got I and E. Then we're going to bracket our syllables. Again, life is it may have 2 vowels, but it doesn't have 2 syllables. That silent E gets dropped, and there's left with 1. So again, we're having this bracket of just one syllable. Then we label what type of syllable it is. And again, it's got that silent E. Every single one of these has that silent E. So we're going to label it with that E. Just like with a closed syllable, we label it a C. With an open syllable, we label it with an O. Silent E syllables, we're going to label with an E. Now, we need to code our vowels. So start with this vowel. It's long. But why is it long? It's because of that E. So we have to draw our arrow over to the E, or excuse me, from the E over to the I. And then, because that E is silent, we have to slash through it. Okay? I'm going to go a little bit slower with the delete. In case you're like, wait, whoa, what are we doing here? I'm not following you completely. So, you all should know these first couple steps. Dot the vowels, make your brackets, and then say whether it's a long or short vowel sound, right? So I'm going to go ahead and do that. We should all know how to do that. The newest part of this is what type of syllable this is and what we do with those silent letters and the magic E's, okay? So I'm going to go ahead, speed up just a little bit, do that, and I'll come back. So looking at delete. E, and then we have to put our brackets. And again, this is a two-syllable word. So delete. Okay, well, delete. Delete. We don't say dull eat. We say delete. So that L is what's going to break it apart. It's going to break up at that L. Okay. And then back here, it ends in a silent E. So it's going to be that silent E. And then over here, duh. Well, weird, because it's one of our schwas, right? So with it being one of our schwas, it's a little iffy on how we do it. But look at what it ends with. The syllable itself ends with a vowel sound, or excuse me, with a vowel. Okay, I know it might be a little tricky, but because it's open with a vowel on the end of it, if I didn't have the rest of that, the bracket would end with the E. So we're going to call it open, okay, because that E is not blocked in at all. Now we go to code our letter, or excuse me, we go to code our vowels. Let's start here. We already said delete has a schwa in it. Where? Right here at this E. So remember with schwas, just like it shows you up in the sort, you put an upside down E. Okay? Excuse me. You put that upside down E. Now we go to our second syllable. It ends in that E, that magic E. So it's going to put its power over here, making this long, and this is going to have to, it's going to have to have a slash through it because it's a silent letter. I used the wrong color. That's okay. All right. I want you to give it a try with wave. I want you to try. Then you're going to watch what I do, and I'm not really going to talk about it too much more because it's the same thing every single time. So I'm going to try and say real quick little things to get this moving, okay? So I want you to try wave. All right. Hopefully you tried it. You gave it your best shot. And again, I hope you're using pencil so you can go back and fix any mistakes that you've made, okay? So using wave, we're going to dot our vowels. Because it's a one-syllable word, I'm going to make one bracket. And then I'm going to say what kind of syllable this is, and it ends in an E, a silent E. So this whole thing is just a silent E syllable. I'm going to code this A as a long A because that E is shooting its magic over here, and then that E is silent. Now I want you to try the word polite. All right. Hopefully you tried it, because again, I'm just going to move on. We dot our vowels, O, I, and E. Polite is two syllables. Polite, polite. So again, that L is going to be our breaking point. to say what kind it is. And again, even though this ends in a schwa, that vowel is still open to the next syllable. It's open at the end of the syllable. So we're going to leave it open, and this is going to end in a silent E. Then I'm going to code this as a schwa, code this as a long I, because the E is spewing its magic over here, and I'm going to cross out that E. Try fade, please. So fade, again, we've only got 2 vowels. Because that E is a silent E, it's going to be 1 syllable. And because it does have that silent E, it's going to be coded as 1. I'm going to take this and code the silent E, making that A a long A, and then slashing out the E. Now I want you to try escape, alive, alike, and complete. I want you to try all 4 of them before you move on. I will go through this real quick. If you need to back up the video, please feel free to back up the video to double check your answers. Here we go. The E, A, and E. Escape. Escape. I'm going to bracket it off right here because that E is not. That E may be a schwa, but it is not open. It's blocked in by that S. I hope you caught that. Because this is going to end in a silent E, but this is blocked in by that S. So it's a closed syllable. This E is a schwa. This A is long because this E makes it so. And the E is silent. Moving on to alive, we've got A, I, and E. And then live. That L is what's going to break it off. This is going to be that E syllable. This A is it's the only thing there. So the syllable ends with a vowel. That's not a silent E. So we're going to leave it open. Even though it's schwa, it's still going to be considered open. So then, like I said, this is a schwa. This is long because that says so. Because it doesn't say anything, we do that. Moving on to alike, we have A, I, and E. We got that like, just like the last one. Here again, it's open, even though it's a schwa, it's still open because the syllable ends in a vowel that's not silent. And over here is a silent E. Code this A as a schwa. This I is long because that E says so, even though it doesn't say a thing. And finally, the word complete. O, E, and E. Complete. We got that V, C, 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 V word. It's going to break either here or here. Do we say complete or do we say complete? Say complete. That P is going to be part of that second syllable. I hope when you're using this, you're saying the word out loud to kind of tell yourself, complete, complete. I hope you're doing it out loud. Now, that O is trapped, so it's going to be a closed syllable. We're ending in an E, a magic E syllable. That O, because it is closed, usually would be short, but because it sounds like a U, it doesn't say complete or complete, it says complete. It's also a schwa. This E is long because this E makes it so, and then we cross out the E. Alright, use this image that's on your screen right now. You can go ahead and pause it at the end before it blacks out or anything, but you need to look at this image. Make sure yours matches mine, okay? And if yours matches mine, then you're good. If not, you need to go back and make it match so that you know how to code these words, okay? Thanks, guys.